What is up, everybody, and welcome back to another edition of The AK Show with your boy AK the Ref. How is everybody doing on this Tuesday? I hope everybody is having a great day so far. I know it's only Tuesday. It's only Tuesday. We only at the beginning of the week. But hey, look at this way. Tomorrow's hump day. Thursdays, the draft, the NFL draft, and then you'll be out Friday before you know it. So you're almost there. Like I said, thank you for tuning in. I really do appreciate it. Per usual, don't forget to hit that subscribe button on the YouTube channel. I know I said audio versions of the podcast will be on Spotify, but I just haven't got a chance to get the last couple uploaded to Spotify, but I will. I promise you that. I just been busy, but always going to drop on the YouTube channel, AK The Ref podcast show. Listen, you type in AK The Ref on YouTube, you'll find my podcast. All right. I think I'm the only AK The Ref out there. There might not be another person out there because I'm the AK. I'm AK The Ref. Let's get it. We got a special episode today because I had to get out here and do an episode because I would have recorded this episode Sunday, but I was busy watching WrestleMania. You know how it goes. Had to get that WrestleMania preview in before WrestleMania. Got that in Friday. WrestleMania's 2 nights. It's Saturday, Sunday. So I had to watch that, and then last night was Monday Night Raw. But gotta get this done. We got the draft coming up, the NFL draft on Thursday night. It's like a big whole event. It's one of their biggest events of the year. Aside from the Super Bowl, I mean, the draft is a big deal. The NFL has figured a way to make the draft a big deal. And unlike the NBA and the Major League, I don't even know when the Major League Baseball draft is. Like, what was it? I don't think it was this past Monday. Not yesterday, but last Monday? I think the WNBA had their draft. There was no, I didn't even know that was happening until I heard it on the radio. I mean, the NBA has their draft. It's not as good. I don't know what NHL does for their draft, but I just know the NFL has figured out how to make the draft a big deal, and it's a fun time. It is. It's great. And how they moved it to have round 1 on Thursday, and then rounds 2 through 3 on Friday, and then 4 through 7 on Saturday. So it's a big 3-day event, and I enjoyed it. I remember when the draft came here a couple years ago. I remember seeing the stage being built because I dropped my daughter off at Kansas City Ballet, and that's right by Union Station, and you'd always see the stage being built. I was like, I can't wait for this to happen. I can't wait for this draft to appear. It did not disappoint. It was a great time. I went on Friday for round 1. And then me and my wife went on Friday for round 1, stayed the whole night into the Chiefs draft. It was great. I enjoyed the whole thing. Roger Goodell came out saying, this team is now on the clock. I mean, shit, they even had Chiefs players come out with the Super Bowl trophy. It was a great time. And then we went on Saturday and did some of the activities like the 40-yard dash and some of the throwing stuff and the kicking stuff. That was fun. The draft was a fun time. It really is. So, and this year's in Wisconsin. So I love how they're moving the draft and having it at different places instead of just Radio City Music Hall, how it had been before they started taking it on the road and having it in different, NFL cities. I like that. So yeah, the draft, the NFL has figured this thing out, and hey, you can't hate it because everybody is going to be watching the NFL draft on Thursday, round 1, and they're going to be watching on Friday as well. And then they might not be watching as much on Saturday, but they're going to keep track. When it's their team's turn to pick, they're going to be watching. But Thursday it's the first round. Everybody's going to be watching. It's a big event. It's a big event, and we're here for it. But that's what we're going to get into today, more specifically the Kansas City Chiefs, because I'm a Chiefs fan. I don't really care about the other NFL teams. I don't have opinions. I don't watch them, so I can't really speak on them, but I can speak on the Chiefs, So we're going to get into, what they should be drafting, what I think they should, and, what they need to draft. And as we all know, the Chiefs had a great regular season. And, they made it through the playoffs, and they got to the Super Bowl, and then they got their ass whipped. It is what it is. They got their ass whipped in the Super Bowl. Does it still bother me? Not really. I really don't think about it. I've moved on to this upcoming season because, in my eyes, once this draft happens, it's time. It's go time. We had free agency. This wasn't an exciting free agency this year. There wasn't a lot of players available in free agency because a lot of players re-signed with their own teams. So there wasn't a lot of big names. I mean, there was a lot, probably tier 2, tier 3 type free agent players in this year's free agent class. But once that draft happens, it's go time for the new season, in my opinion. So the Super Bowl loss, yeah, it sucked when it happened. It took me like a week to get over, but at that point, like the day after, I was like, okay, what's going on with free agency? What's going on with the draft? That's how I felt. I'm over it. Like, there's no point in looking back. Like, who cares? It happened. Now we know what we need to do. We know what the Chiefs know. Veach and company know what they need to do to bolster this roster to make this team still competitive and make another run of the Super Bowl. So let's get into it. Before we get into talking about draft prospects and where they should go, especially in round one, let's recap some offseason moves. We'll start with departures. They lost Justin Reed, veteran safety. He was a wonderful player for us. He got Super Bowl rings with the Chiefs. I wish we could have kept Justin Reed, but you can't keep everybody. Somebody you won't be able to re-sign. It is what it is. That's how the NFL works. It's a business. He signed with the Saints. We also lost defensive tackle Deshaun Wharton to the Panthers. He was a real good player in the defensive line, lining up next to Chris Jones. He had some big moments in the playoffs and throughout the regular season. We also DeAndre Hopkins. He went and signed with the Ravens, and Justin Watson, number 84 in the Chiefs, signed with the Texans. And we also lost running back Samaje Perine to the Bengals. So those were some key departures that we lost on the Chiefs. And a lot of those guys were like depth and good players and made plays for the team. So, like, we're going to losing those guys. I mean, I'm not sitting here saying losing those guys ain't nothing. It is. But those are guys that can also be replaced if you get the right players. And the Chiefs are very good at that. But additions, we re-signed Hollywood Brown to a one-year deal, which surprised me is re-signing Hunt. I wanted them to re-sign Hunt to a one-year deal, and they did. So I'm happy about that. We also went and got a running back, Elijah Mitchell, who's going to be your Samaje Perine replacement. They also acquired a cornerback, Christian Fulton, who could become a starter. I know he's going to come in and play a lot, but I also know he could become a starter from what I've read and what other people have said. And we also added offensive tackle Jalen Moore. And that was the whole key in the Super Bowl is offense. I mean, really, throughout the whole season, it was left tackle. So we'll see what Jalen Moore can come in here and do and see if he can be that left tackle. We won't know until the season starts. We'll start to see some stuff in training camp and preseason, but once we get that season started, then we'll know halfway through the season whether he's the guy or not. But I know, like I said, that is a big hole they have to fill. I know I still think they need to add a defensive tackle. Losing Trishawn Wharton, they need to add a defensive tackle to go next to Chris Jones along with George Karlaftis and Felix Ikedime Uzama. And they also re-signed Omenihu to a one-year deal as well. So you got them on the outside, but all you have on the inside is Chris Jones. I think you need another solid defensive tackle that can complement Chris Jones in the inside. I'm not talking about pass rushing. I'm talking about inside. Because during the Super Bowl game, yeah, the offensive line was atrocious. Left tackle was too, but the D line was getting no pass rush in that game at all. And that's something Spags is always on his defenses. He always has a good pass rush. His defense is based off of having a good pass rush and getting guys that pressure. Guys holding up the middle and the guys on the outside getting up and getting the quarterback. So I think adding another defensive tackle will help tremendously. So let's move on and let's continue. Hold on, what is this saying? Okay, cool. Just had what I'm gonna do? I'm about to change some things around here real quick. Hold on. Okay, no, we got it. I don't need what should I do. Can you just close, please? I don't need you up there. I just need you to close up there. Now we got it. Technical difficulties right now. Hold on. I got this. Edit all this out anyway. All right, we'll keep it in here. It doesn't matter. But hold on. There we go. Now we got it. Now we're cooking. But like I said, let's get into it. What the Chiefs have in draft capital wise, and what their strategy should be. As currently, the Chiefs hold a round 1 pick 31, a round 2 pick 63, another round 3. They hold 2 round 3 picks. Pick 66 from the Titans and also pick 95. They also have pick 133 in round 4, and they have 3 picks in round 7. Pick 226 from Carolina, pick 251 and 257. There's some stuff. There's different strategies the Chiefs could take this year. There's a lot of depth with the running back. I think I also read and heard there's also a lot of depth with the defensive line. There's not a lot of depth. There's not a lot of great prospects offensive tackle wise But I've heard running back, defense, there may be a few wide receivers as well you could take. So the strategy is going to be tough to get, considering what you want to do. I feel like with them getting the left tackle in Jalen Moore, I feel like they want to see what they have with him. That's not to say they can't draft another left tackle like in round 4 because they don't have a round 5 pick. So that's be the only other spot. So I don't think they're going to try to find a project type player in round 7. So it doesn't mean they can't pick one in round. They could even pick one in round 3, pick 95 if they wanted to, and I think they will. I think that like either pick 95 or pick 133. They'll get another left tackle to come in here and maybe be that project just in case Jalen Moore is not the person, not going to be the guy they think he is. So, but like I said, there's multiple things they could do. They could pick at that pick. They can trade up if they think they can get up and get one of the top left tackles because yes, everybody wants the Chiefs to draft a left tackle, but you got to understand them always picking late in the draft, like pick 30, 31, 32. They're not, the top tackles aren't going to be there no more. It's always going to be the 9th or 10th best tackle. Why am I spending the first round on the 9th or 10th best left tackle? The only way you're getting that top 3, 4, 5 tackles is you got to be picking in the top 10. That's just facts. So every time you're finishing deep into playoffs, AFC Championship, Super Bowl, you're picking high 30s. You're picking at the end of the first round. You're not going to get those top tackles. And then even to move up to get the top tackle, you're going to have to give up a lot. Am I going to give up a lot just to get a left tackle? I'd probably be more willing to give up for my quarterback, like they did when they drafted Mahomes, which I still don't think they give up that much. And before we move on, I don't understand why they phrase trade ups this way. So I'll give an example. They said the Chiefs, when they traded up to get Patrick Mahomes, they say they gave up 2 first rounders. I'm like, okay, they gave up a pick. So when they drafted Mahomes in 2017, they were picking at like pick 20. They got him at pick 10. So they traded up to pick 10. And they said they gave up 2 first rounders and another mid-round pick or something like that. I don't remember. But it's the part that I don't understand is when the analysts, the NFL people say this when a trade happens, when somebody's trading up, oh, this team gave up 2 first rounders to draft Mahomes. I'm like, you didn't give up 2 first rounders. You gave up 1 first rounder next year. And then a few other picks. Those picks I'm not talking about. I'm talking about when they say, oh, they gave up 2 first rounders. No, they didn't. They need to word this differently, and it drives me absolutely fucking up a wall when the fucking NFL media and analysts talk about this. Is it saying, oh, they gave up 2 first rounders. That's a lot for Mahomes. No, they didn't. All they did was swap places with Buffalo. Buffalo went. That's all they did. Because the Chiefs still picked. That's what I don't understand why the team say that. When the team trades up, they say, oh, they gave up a first round pick. They give up this many first round picks. No, one, they just swapped because Buffalo and the Chiefs just swapped positions. Chiefs went to 10. Buffalo moved back. They're still picking in the first round, so how did they give up 2 first round picks? I get it, like, yeah, they traded this to move up, but technically they're just swapping. Technically, at that point, they're swapping. Now they gave up the first round pick the following year. Yes, that I agree with. But to say they gave up 2 first round picks, just in my brain, makes no sense. Maybe somebody can explain it to me in the comments. But to me, it's just you swap places with that team. And then whatever picks you gave up, that's the picks you really gave up. They need to just change the wording to they're swapping, they're giving up this as well. That's just me. So there's that. They can pick, like I said, they can also trade back to pick up additional day 2 picks. And I'll get to what I think they should do later on at the end of this. But yeah, there's some stuff they need to address, like I said, but we'll get into it. So let's get into some positions. Like I said, offensive tackle, it is a need. They went out in free agency and got Jalen Moore. Now, they signed him to a 2-year deal. He's basically been a backup to one of the best left tackles in the league, Trent Williams. Trent Williams did get hurt last year. Jalen Moore came in and played. From what I've read and heard, he played well. So we'll see. And you got to understand, maybe they drafted him to kind of be a backup in case Trent Williams got hurt. But people were complaining, well, he's never played. Well, he was behind Trent Williams. He wasn't going to play. He was never going to beat out Trent Williams, an all-pro, Pro Bowl fucking caliber left tackle. You got to have somebody to back him up. And maybe the 49ers were thinking, hey, we draft this guy. He can kind of be Trent Williams' replacement. Maybe he might retire. We don't know. He might retire. And if he gets hurt, we have somebody there. Trent Williams did get hurt during last season, and Jalen Moore had to come in and play. We addressed the left tackle, so we will see. We will see. But like I said, left tackle is an important position. It's a very important position. I think it's the second most important position on a team because you got to have that player that can protect the blind side of the quarterback. Now, if you got a left-handed quarterback, yeah, right tackle. But I still think even with the left-handed quarterback, your left tackle is still important, more important. And like I get it, yeah, there's the blind side on the right side, but nobody's playing because what if you get rid of that quarterback? Because most of the quarterbacks in the league are right-handed. There's not a left-handed quarterback. So I still, even with the left-handed quarterback, I'm still invested in that left tackle just because that's where it is. I get it. There's some top prospects for left tackle this year. We can go through them. Will Campbell from LSU. You got Josh Simmons from Ohio State, Kelvin Banks Jr. from Texas, and Josh Connolly Jr. and Mabu from Missouri. I hope I didn't butcher the name. I'm sorry if I did. I apologize. So, I mean, like I said, those are just like top 5. You're not getting that at pick 30. And I read that Josh Simmons, he had an injury. He just had surgery just not too long ago. So you really gonna draft Josh Simmons, who maybe can't even play right away, even if he did fall to you? So I just don't see them taking a left tackle with pick 1. Unless one of them drops to where it's like, oh, we may have a chance at this guy, and maybe we could trade up a little, move over a few spots. But that also requires another team willing to trade up with you. So, I mean, it takes 2 to tango. So I just don't see them drafting a left tackle with pick 1. And even if they do, they have to take one of those, like I said, the 9th or 10th best left tackle, and it could be a project. When you could probably get that type of left tackle in the 4th round or later, maybe with one of those 3rd round picks, which I would use a 3rd round pick on somebody that could come in and contribute right away. I feel like picks 1 through 2 should come in. Pick 1 should be an impact starter right away. Pick 2 should come in, could either be a starter right away or eventually through the season, but they should contribute throughout the season. And pick 3 should eventually come in, contribute, and then eventually be a starter. And then rounds 4, 5, and 6, I think those are the type of players you can find some diamonds in the rough, find your project to where you give this guy a year or 2, then they can become, a tribute to the team and become helpful, become useful. That's how I just feel in terms of like where you're drafted, of what type of players should be able to come here and be impactful right away. I think rounds 1 through 3, they should be coming in here, become starter in that first season, or gets lots of playing time, be impactful. So things like that. But moving on, running back. Running back is very deep. I've heard everything that the running back class in this draft is deep. It is by far the deepest position in this class. I mean, I even was listening on the Sports Talk Radio today on the way home from work, and they're even talking about, somebody asked one of the draft analysis guys that always talks about the draft and things like that, where do you think they can get the Chiefs can get a running back in? They said any round, any fucking round, they can get one of these running backs and these running backs will still be good. That if you can get a running back in either round 1 or 7, that is a deep ass draft class. So I don't expect them to take a running back with pick 1. I don't think they need to. Like I said, because it's deep running back class, and you can get anyone in the round. So I think they'll probably take one, maybe like pick 95 or a 4th round pick, somewhere in the 3rd to 4th round, because they don't have a 5th or 6th round. I mean, yeah, they have 3 7th rounders, but I expect like a running back to be picked up by the Chiefs in like the 3rd or 4th round. But some top running back prospects, you have Ashton Genty, Boise State, dynamic playmaker with impressive balance and explosiveness. Cannot speak today. Omarion Hampton, North Carolina, powerful runner with excellent vision and tackle breaking ability. Trayvon Henderson, I know he's very good. Saw him play. Good. Known for his speed. He's got great agility, and he offers big play potential. You got Caleb Johnson from Iowa. Saw him play as well. On TV, not in person, but watch him play, see some of his highlights. He's got size and speed, and he can be a dual threat in the running and passing game, and you got to be able to catch the ball in Andy Reid's offense. So that's key too. And then you got another top prospect, Dylan Sampson from Tennessee. He's very dynamic with elite acceleration and precise footwork. So, I mean, if you add any one of these guys or even one of the other running back, I know KU's got a fucking running back that's very good. I'm telling you, the running back position is making a comeback in the NFL. It's becoming a focal point. I mean, you see it. You saw it I don't think the Eagles make it to the Super Bowl. They didn't win because of Saquon Barkley. They won because their defense whooped our ass and their offense whooped our defense's ass. Okay, let's just put it real. Like, that's what happened. But I don't think they get to the Super Bowl if they didn't have Saquon Barkley. Jalen Hurts wasn't playing that great throughout the season, but then he got to the Super Bowl. He was on point, on fire. That's why he was the Super Bowl MVP. But throughout the season, he wasn't playing that well. I mean, to me, it was Saquon Barkley carrying the offense. The defense was doing what they were doing, but offensively, if they didn't have Saquon Barkley, I don't think they make it to the Super Bowl. I don't think they go on the playoff run. I don't think they make it to the Super Bowl. Was he the reason they won the Super Bowl? No, because we stopped him. We slowed him down. He wasn't really the reason they won the Super Bowl. It was that passing game and that rush defense is the reason they won the Super Bowl. Let's be real. It wasn't because of Saquon. But would they have been there without Saquon? I don't think so. I mean, you can look at Derrick Henry with Lamar Jackson. Dude was like a beast this year. He looked younger and fresh and still running people over. And then you look at Christian McCaffrey, right? And he's like, Christian McCaffrey out here doing the thing. And you look at B.J. Robinson with is he Atlanta? He's a very good running back. I mean, there's multiple good running backs in the league right now, and it's starting to be one of those positions where it's like you have to have a running back that can have that playmaking ability that can break it 50, 60 yards and maybe take it to the house. And that's something that the Chiefs don't have. And I love the Chiefs running backs. I love Pacheco. I love the way he runs. I'm so glad we got Kareem Hunt back. I like Kareem Hunt. Last year, I mean, we had Samaje Perine, who was very good in the passing game. And now we got Elijah Mitchell, who's going to be somewhat of the same as Samaje Perine. I mean, yes, we got Carson Steele. I mean, he had his opportunity last year, but, I mean, he had a fumble in one game. They took him out. He came back. They gave him another opportunity, another game. He fumbled again. So I just don't know. So it's going to be interesting because I do think the Chiefs are going to take a running back in this year's draft. I think they need that big playmaker ability to come in here. Hey, let's get this. This running back can break one for 20, 30, 40, 50 plus yards, maybe even take it to the house. I think that is what's missing from the Chiefs offense. I think they have the weapons wide receiver wise. They have the tight end. They have other good running backs. But if you could complement those other good running backs with a playmaking running back, let's go. So I expect the Chiefs to add a running back from this draft class to go along with Pacheco, Hunt, Elijah Mitchell, apparently Carson Steele. But I can't see them keeping 5 running backs. I think at the end of the day, if they do draft a running back, I think they keep that running back they draft, Hunt and Elijah Mitchell. And I think Carson Steele's the odd man out unless they keep 5 running backs. But I just can't see them keeping 5 running backs. They only kept 4 last year, right? And they had to go sign Kareem Hunt because Pacheco got injured. I don't know. I mean, eventually when Pacheco came back, they had 4. I can't see them keeping 5. But moving on, wide receiver. We did have some wide receivers depart. DeAndre Hopkins, Justin Watson. Currently our wide receiver situation is Xavier Worthy, Rashid Rice, Hollywood Brown, I think Nico Remigio, Sky Moore, and people want Sky Moore gone, but he's not going to go anywhere because he's still under contract. He still has his rookie contract, so why would he be going anywhere? So, I mean, our wide receiver situation is solid. I like Rice, Worthy, and Brown. I think that's solid. I'm going to say something. It's going to be my bold take of the week. Probably the boldest take I've had on this podcast. I think Sky Moore is going to do something this season. I mean, he's down at Pat Cam, and he's looking in some of the best shape of his career so far since his time in Kansas City. I know he's on IR towards the end of the season last year, and people are shitting on him, but it is his contract year. Contract year is undefeated. So I think he's going to have a nice season. I say 600 yards. Listen, between 5 to 600 yards for Sky Moore. Let's go 5 touchdowns. 5 to 600 yards for Sky Moore and 5 touchdowns. And don't act like y'all wouldn't take that. If Sky Moore came in here and produced 550 and 5 touchdowns, y'all would be happy because you know the offense be cooking. They be cooking. He getting some. This guy's getting some. So, but yeah, wide receiver wise, I feel good. I know Hollywood Brown got hurt right beginning of preseason, so and he didn't come back to the end of the season, so it was hard for him to get in a rhythm. I know they went and picked up DeAndre Hopkins. That I just don't think that worked out the way we had thought it was going to, and they didn't have Rashid Rice because he got hurt. So like a lot of this whole season, they're they were playing with basically one wide receiver, and that was Xavier Worthy. And yes, they're still had Kelsey from time to time doing Kelsey things, but he was a little bit older. He's not the same Kelsey. I get it, whatever. But there's things like that. But I think we're getting Rice back, but we don't know. He's coming off injury, and we don't know about his suspension. We still have Worthy. We got Hollywood Brown. Hopefully he can stay healthy. But I wouldn't mind them adding another wide receiver. You got options. I really like Luther Burden. Listen, if one of these wide receivers falls to pick 31, the Chiefs are taking them. Like you've heard Brett Veach say all the time, you can never have too many weapons. Never have too many weapons. You can never have too many. Your quarterback can never have too many weapons. So I see them taking a wide receiver. There's two wide receivers, one from Arizona, one from Ohio State. There's Matthew Golden from Texas, Luther Burden the third from Missouri, and Jaden Higgins from Iowa State. Like, if one of these receivers falls to pick 31, the Chiefs will swoop that up. They'll grab him. They will grab him. We can definitely use another wide receiver. So especially add another weapon, add some more depth in case you have Rashid Rice who's suspended or in case of another injury. So I definitely expect them to add a wide receiver. But moving on to the last thing I think they need to address, defensive tackle. I think they need to add another defensive tackle, not a pass rusher, another defensive tackle to go next to Chris Jones to add strength to the defensive front. And I think it's crucial because we saw in the Super Bowl, the pass rush is non-existent. They couldn't get any push from the outside. They couldn't get any push from the inside. I don't know what it was. Maybe the fucking Eagles just have a fucking great offensive line. So we need to add some more support to the defensive line, especially inside next to Chris Jones. A couple of the top prospects, Mason Graham from Michigan, Walter Nolan from Ole Miss, and Mike Green from Marshall. But I think that's another deep draft class as well that you can find one in like the second round if you don't choose one in the first. But to me, I think that's where they should go with the first round pick, is a defensive tackle. I also think, aside from the positions I named, I think they should look to add another secondary, a safety. I know they did sign Mike Edwards to safety as well, so we get another veteran back there. But they added Christian Fulton, another DB. But I wouldn't mind them adding another DB, like maybe that fourth round pick, or maybe somewhere in the seventh they can find somebody that come in and play. But I feel good with their secondary so far. But those are the positions: D tackle, running back, wide receiver, offense tackle. I think. Some people might say tight end, but I think if one pops up and is worth taking, take them. But I don't think that's a need. I know this is Travis Kelce's last year, but you still got Noah Gray, who's doing pretty well. I think the Chiefs really like him. I like him. He's always making catches and making touchdowns. There was like 3 games in a row last season where he caught multiple touchdown passes a game. So he's very good. So tight end I don't think it's something they need per se right now, but if one's there that they can take, then let's take it. But other than that, I expect them to look at D tackle, running back, wide receiver, offensive tackle, and maybe some secondary help. So, like I said, with the first round, what I think they should do, I think they should trade back, pick up some more day 2 picks. But if they don't, and you had to tell me, you had to give me the choice that they have to pick, who do I think they'll pick? I think they pick a defensive tackle. This is just everything in the draft happens the way it's supposed to. Nobody slides, nobody falls. I think they either pick a defensive tackle or it's the best player available. And if the best player available happens to be an offensive tackle, then so be it. But I don't think that's going to be the case. But I think if they stay and pick, I want them to pick a defensive tackle. If it's a defensive tackle that's there, that's worth taking. Otherwise, didn't pick the best player available. But if somebody falls like a Luther Burden, they're taking him. Oh, they're definitely taking him. Or one of those top, like a Trayvon Henderson running back falls, I think they take him. I really do. I don't mind that. If somebody slides that's not supposed to slide and they're there at 31, the Chiefs are going to take them. End of story. But I want them to trade back, and then if they do pick, I want them to pick a defensive tackle unless somebody slips and falls. That's not supposed to. But that's how I think, because I think getting some more picks, getting maybe another mid-round pick like a 4th or 5th will do you wonders to find another player that maybe you can find another gem, another diamond in the rough type player. Thank you very much. We had some technical difficulties. We lost some connection real quick, but we back. So we're just gonna have to edit this in. So if it cuts off and I'm kind of lost on my train of thought, I know I was at pick 31, and what I think they should do, I think they should trade back, and if not, then they pick up a defensive tackle. That's where I'm thinking they go, because think they could. If they trade back, they'll still be able to get what they want and get some playmakers, because right now, even if they trade back, they'll still have 4 picks in the top 100. That's important. The top 100, I think, is important. So they'll still have that. I just don't want them trading up because then they're going to have to give up a lot and they'll probably lose like one of those third round picks, maybe with that fourth round pick. And then you're only picking that pick and then you have a second round pick. And maybe they'd have to give up both third round picks. I don't know. I don't think they're going to trade up because I don't think there's worth anybody trading up for, even to move up a couple spots. So I think they hold or trade back. I'm fine with one of those two. I mean, like I said, if they do trade up, I mean, hey, they have more information on all these people than I will ever have on all these draft prospects because they have a whole department dedicated to researching, studying, watching film of all these draft picks and they draft prospects that they want, that they think are capable, that they think they would want on their team, and talking to them. So who am I to say that if they do trade up, there's not nobody worth taking, right? But like I said, first round, this is in my mind, if it goes how it's supposed to go. First round, defensive tackle. Second round, wide receiver. Third round, because they have two of them, running back and offensive tackle. Fourth round, secondary. Let's go. Seventh round, have at it. Try to find that diamond in the rough. Try to find you another Pacheco type player that can come in here and be like, oh shit, this is our guy. That's how I would want the draft to go. Maybe that's when you pick up a tight end. You pick up a guy that can maybe come in here and be a project and maybe could turn in some, or maybe you find a diamond in the rough, like you found with Pacheco, like you found with Trey Smith in the sixth round. So that's how I want it to go. I think it should. If everything plays out and players don't fall, I think that's how the Chiefs draft goes with them in terms of pick. Even if they trade back, it still think defense tackle, wide receiver, offense tackle, running back, DB with the fourth round pick, right? Because the overall goal of the draft and free agency combined together is to add to your team to make it better, so the Chiefs can go on the Super Bowl run. And I don't want to hear all this talk that the dynasty's over and whatnot because they got their asses kicked. All this is to me is another, what did I call it? They're in another era. They're in another I'm blanking here. But there was the first part, there's part one, where they went to those 3 Super Bowls. They went back to back. They lost. I know they went to the back to back. They went back to back. They won one. They lost one. Then they lost that AFC Championship game to the Bengals. I think that was like the first era. The second era just ended. Now we're on to a new era. Mahomes cut his hair. Fucking Worthy cut his hair. I think Hollywood Brown cut his hair. Like, we're on to a new era. Yeah, we still got Travis Kelce in this era. This is his last one. Timeline in the dynasty. I think there's been this part, and now we're on to part 3. This is part 3 of this era. And I think the Chiefs they still have a very good team. They still have capable players. They still have playmakers. They still have Mahomes. They still have Andy Reid. They still have their defense coordinator, Steve Spagnuolo. This team is still good to go. We still got Chris Jones. We fucking re-signed Bolton. We re-signed Trey Smith. And we still have our offensive line. The only thing we need to add is a left tackle. We got Kingsley's going to be going to compete at left guard with Mike Caliendo. So we'll see where that goes. But I still think we're still a Super Bowl contending team. We're in a new phase. That's the word I'm looking. Here was phase 1 was basically Mahomes' first year starting all the way up until that loss against the Bengals was phase 1 of the dynasty. Phase 2, they traded Tyreek Hill. It's like, we'll bring new people in here. Eric Bieniemy went somewhere else. They brought in Matt Nagy. Phase 2 just ended. Phase 2 was 3 trips to the Super Bowl. They won 2 of them in a row. They lost last year. That was the end of phase 2. Now they're heading into phase 3. And we're going to see. So these players are joining now from free agency, new players, ones that resign, new draftees coming in. This is the start of phase 3. And they have the foundation. The Chiefs have the foundation. They're always going to be good. They're going to be good. They're still going to run this division. This division's got better. Raiders got actually a fucking good head coach. They're a decent quarterback now. So we'll see what they do. The Chargers are the Chargers. I'm not worried about the Chargers. I'm really not worried about the Broncos either. I'm really not. I mean, the Raiders, they're going to be tougher this year. But this is still the Chiefs division, the AFC West. Let's real talk. All right? But that's all I got for the draft, just for the Chiefs. Let me know in the comments what you think your team is going to do in the draft with their first round pick, or what you want them to do. Give me both. What you think they're going to do and what you want them to do with their first round pick for your team. I want to hear everybody's comments. But I hope when you're watching the draft, you enjoy it. Just sit down and enjoy it. See where your team picks and see what new players they're going to add, because the draft is, especially the first round, it is It is an event. You made it into an event, and I fucking love it. But before I get out of your hair, like I said, I want to give my final thoughts on WrestleMania. It was this past weekend, Friday, Saturday. I'm going to give my final thoughts. Not gonna spend too much of your time and get out of your hair, but I'll give my overall. But my favorite matches of WrestleMania: Tiffany Stratton versus Charlotte Flair, triple threat main event with Seth Rollins, Roman Reigns, CM Punk. I enjoyed the fuck out of that match, and I called it, bro. I called everything that happened on night one. My predictions, all of them, even fucking Paul Heyman turning on Reigns and Punk and going with Seth Rollins. I called all that. That match I fucking enjoyed. The other triple threat match with Bianca Belair, Io Sky, and Rhea Ripley, boy, blew that shit out of the water. I enjoyed the Jey Uso Gunther match. I really did. I thought that was a hot start open. I knew the way it went. Joe was going to use his speed. Gunther was going to use his power, and they went at it. And if Jey Uso got the tap out, I was shocked. I was shocked by the tap out because did he hit 3 splashes on him, and then he hit 2 when he's facing on the front side of him, and then the last one he hit on his back, and then that's when he put him in the sleeper and made him tap. The only thing I thought it was a quick tap out, but it adds to what fucking Gunther did last night on Monday Night Raw when he choked out Pat McAfee, wouldn't let the fuck go. I think that adds to him being more of a beast in the hill. He's pissed off. I'm fucking mad. So maybe the quick tap out is part of the story to make Gunther even more heel, more of a like, I'm fucking fuck off. I'm about to fuck every motherfucker that gets up in my way. I'm about to fuck you up. You pushing Michael Cole, fucking choked out Pat McAfee last night. Or I was like, oh, he fucking pissed off. Oh, but yeah, I enjoyed that match. I know some people say that match was boring. I was like, that match was fun. What the fuck are you talking about? Just sit back and enjoy the fucking show. Stop trying to break it fucking down like you're a fucking analyst. And bro, you ain't never been in a wrestling ring. I'm talking to internet wrestling community that's never wrestled. Listen. I've been in a match. I've been in 2 battle royals. I've been bumped, trained. As you, when you start out as a referee, you just don't do referee stuff. You do wrestling training. So I know what it is. I know what they go through. So to sit here and say this match is boring, well, fuck you. You don't know anything. Just sit back and enjoy the show. Just get lost in the moment like I did, right? And another match I enjoyed was the Fatal 4-Way for the Intercontinental Championship. I enjoyed the fuck out of the match. I really did. It was fun. I said Dominic Mysterio was going to win, but now look at where Braun Breaker is. He loses the title. Now he's aligned with Seth Rollins and Paul Heyman. Like, I don't know what the fuck's going on with that, but that fucking shit was exciting last night. He speared the shit out of fucking Roman Reigns. That's the next match, right? Roman Reigns and Braun Breaker. That's I don't know if that's gonna happen at Backlash. You could. I don't know. Tag match. Rollins, Braun Breaker versus Reigns and Punk. Tag match. There's a lot going on in that one. I like that. But some other matches I enjoyed the Jay Cargill match and Naomi. I enjoyed Logan Paul versus AJ Styles. I know some people would say they didn't like the Cena Rhodes match, but fucking Cena was playing the fuck out of that hill, and I enjoyed every fucking moment of it. But I'll get on to my overall rating of WrestleMania. But I think the matches of the night, let's go by night one. Night one, I think there's 2. Charlotte Flair versus Tiffany Stratton. I thought that match was brutal. I mean, shit, you saw at the end of it, Tiffany Stratton had a chipped tooth and a fucking bruise on her forehead. I think that match, I think Charlotte took some liberties too, but I think that's what made the match so good. It made her up. It fucking brought Tiffany Stratton up to another level. Like, she took this beat and she went in and she fucking did her thing and she fucking came out on top, still the champion with the chipped tooth and a bruised forehead. So I really enjoyed that match because I think it had that personal, like, there was some animosity there, but they made it work in the match, and I like that type of shit. So that's why I thought it was one of the matches of the night on night one. The other match of the night on night one was the triple threat main event: Rollins, Reigns, and Punk. I really thought that told the whole story. And at the end, what happened is still, even with the fucking low blows by Paul Heyman, it's still like, I don't think people expected it. Maybe they had some idea. I was like, that was my bold prediction. I didn't really expect it to happen because I was watching the match and I was like, I don't know. He don't look like he's doing anything. And then when the moment he got that chair, I was like, okay, it could happen. But then he gave the chair to Punk. I was like, okay, maybe this shit ain't happening. But then he low-blow Punk. I'm like, okay, he's sticking with Reigns. Even after, and then Reigns hit Punk with the chair, I was like, nah, it ain't gonna happen. And then he did it. I was like, ah! I was like, yeah. But like I said, night 2, the main event of night 2, which I think, not the main event, but the match of the night on night 2 was the triple threat. Rhea Ripley versus Io Sky versus Bianca Belair. And to me, that was the match of the weekend. They stole the fucking show. They opened on night 2 and they fucking went at it. And spot after spot, storytelling, this and that, and fucking everybody getting their ass whipped. And I was like, this is it. Bro, that could have been a main event. That was a main event match. That triple threat match for the women's title, that was a main event match. They stole the show. They had the match of the night. They had the match of the whole weekend of whole WrestleMania, night 1 and night 2. I really did. And then the ending, I fucking love the ending when she jumped off and hit both of them, and then Io Sky won and the crowd went crazy. I thought that was a beautiful finish. I really did. But overall, WrestleMania, 8 out of 10. I enjoyed it. I mean, even when night 1 opened, Triple H came out and did the thing, welcome to WrestleMania, I got goosebumps. Like, listen, I grew up on wrestling. I'm involved in wrestling. I'm in it. Anytime I watch WrestleMania, I still get goosebumps. Just like a little kid. I allow myself to get lost, unlike some other people. And I don't, it's hard not for me to not watch it from a different perspective because I've done it. It's hard for me to watch a match without looking at the referee. But I was able to do it because I just allowed myself to be lost in it, and I didn't want to be too technical with anything. I was just like, I'm just going to watch this, and I'm going to enjoy the fuck out of it because it's fucking WrestleMania, and that's how you should watch it. Put your fucking phone down. I wasn't even on my phone. I didn't go on Twitter. Usually I put a post and say, oh, watching WrestleMania. I didn't do any of that shit. I just wanted to enjoy fucking WrestleMania, eat my fucking milk duds, eat my food. Milk duds is my movie theater candy, but if I'm watching wrestling like that, I'll grab some fucking milk duds, eat them too. And drink my fucking Doritos and fucking let's go. And then night 2, I watched it. I was like, let's fucking go. I enjoyed every bit of it. 8 out of 10. I can't complain. I have nothing to complain about. Well, if you gave it 8 out of 10, maybe you didn't like all of it. You know what? Fine. 10 out of 10. I fucking enjoyed it. I fucking loved WrestleMania. There wasn't a match I did not like or hate or anything like that. Okay, fuck it. I changed my rating. Because I know some people in the internet wrestling community in the comments are going to be like, well, if you liked it so much, why did you give it 8 out of 10 and not 10 out of 10? Fine. 10 out of fucking 10. WrestleMania 41. Let's fucking go. That's all I got for today. Thank you for tuning in. I hope you enjoy the rest of your week. If you follow the NFL, enjoy the NFL draft. Fucking Raw last night was crazy. Always the night after WrestleMania. John Cena's promo was fucking, whew, that shit. And then fucking RKO by Randy Orton. Man, and then the end of Raw with Braun Breaker. Fucking wrestling is turning up right now. All of wrestling. Just fucking wrestling in general. If you ain't watching wrestling, I don't know what you're doing. But enjoy the rest of your week. Have a fabulous weekend when you get there. You're almost there. Tomorrow's hump day. You're almost there. You're halfway through the week tomorrow. You can make it. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button. Don't forget to like the page, like the shows, other episodes, share this episode, share other episodes, go back and listen to other episodes. I really do truly appreciate it. We're on here trying to grow. We out here trying to do a thing. And then until next time, I'm out. Peace. Go Chiefs. You can't see me. That's right. Yeah, at one point in the show, you couldn't see me because the shit went off. So we're here. But I'm glad you're here. Let's fucking go.